Hey, what's up guys, I'm Hop. Thanks for tuning in to TFBTV. I'm out at the range today with the brand new Taurus TX22 Competition. The regular TX22 is already my favorite 22 on the market, and this one has got a couple of interesting changes under the hood in order to make it optics ready. Let's take a closer look and see how they did that. As far as I can tell, the frame of the TX22 Competition is identical to the original TX22. The differences are all up top. The Competition model has a 5-inch bull barrel versus the 4-inch barrel on the original, which was more of a sleeved or pencil profile design. The bull barrel is threaded half by 28 for typical 22 caliber muzzle devices or suppressors. Unlike the barrel on the TX22 or the kel-tec P17, you don't need an adapter that sticks out past the slide. Not a big deal since both of those guns did come with adapters, but they are prone to coming loose when you try to remove a muzzle device. The slide of the TX22 Comp is lengthened commensurate with the barrel and has been redesigned to have an open top in order to accommodate an optics mount that is screwed into the top of the barrel hood. The upshot is that when the slide is back, you have much better access to the chamber to check for empty or to clear a stuck case, which is pretty much unavoidable if you shoot enough .22 long rifle. The slide cutaways also mean you can still disassemble the pistol for cleaning without removing the red dot or the sight base. It also moves the recoiling mass of the slide lower, which could help with the perceived recoil impulse, but the slides on these guns are made of aluminum, so the weight difference is probably negligible. The sight base uses two different reversible adapter plates to achieve compatibility with most red dot mount patterns on the market. The Vortex Burris cut, the RMR Holosun cut, the Delta Point Pro cut, and even the Seymour STS, which I didn't even know was a thing. Taurus sent the TX22 to me for testing with a Delta Point Pro on it, but I've been wanting to test the new Bushnell RXS pistol red dots. Those also use the Delta Point Pro mounting plate, so I swapped it over, and that's what I did my shooting with. The RXS-100 is a very basic pistol red dot with an MSRP of $100 even. Bushnell also offers a more advanced version called the RXS-250, which is beefed up and adds night vision modes for an MSRP of $250. They sure make that easy to remember. Even without a true night vision mode, you can still kinda shoot with the RXS-100 under night vision, but the dot is so bright and blown out that you're mostly going on instinct. Both RXS red dots have a 12-hour auto shutoff and multi-year battery life, and neither has to be removed to change the battery. The 100 has a side-loading battery tray, and the 250 is a top loader. I'm pretty impressed by the RXS-100's performance for the price, so far, but neither of the Bushnell offerings has the features I really want in a red dot for a defensive pistol. 12-hour auto shutoff is okay, but without a shake-awake feature, I wouldn't want to use them on a carry or home defense gun. But a micro red dot for 22 pistols for less than $100, that I can do. The thicker, longer barrel and the red dot base puts the weight a lot farther forward on the TX22 Competition, and the effect is compounded if you mount a suppressor. Even a magazine fully loaded to 16 rounds doesn't counterbalance that weight very much, so the TX22 Comp is noticeably front heavy. However, given the size and capacity of the gun, it's still very lightweight, coming in at 23 ounces versus 17 ounces for the original. That seems like a big increase, but the closest competitors to the TX22 Comp on the market are probably the Ruger Mark IV Tactical and the Smith & Wesson Victory, weighing in at 33 ounces and 36 ounces respectively, both with a frankly pathetic 10-round standard magazine capacity. Come on guys, get with the program. The other benefit of the front-loaded weight is that the TX22 Comp is ridiculously stable under recoil. My trigger finger isn't as fast in the winter as it is in the summer, but I still had fun with some triple and quintuple taps. I ran a little over 400 rounds through the TX22 Competition, pretty much as fast as I could pull the trigger. I didn't clean or lubricate the gun, I just took it out of the box and shot it as is. That's not a specific test protocol I do, I'm just so lazy, you guys. I haven't cleaned a gun in like 14 months. I tested it mainly with CCI 40-grain polymer-coated lead round nose, those pink anti-cancer bullets, as well as 36-grain CCI mini-mag. I also shot some CCI Quiet, semi-auto, and some Remington Golden Bullet. I shot about 50-50 suppressed and unsuppressed. We're going to go ahead and test this thing out with some CCI Quiet semi-auto. See where we hit, see how quiet that is, see if it's reliable. Ooh, we had a stovepipe. Reliability with the TX22 Competition was mostly good. I had a few failures to extract with the CCI Standard and a few stovepipes with the CCI Quiet. CCI Quiet semi-auto, suppressed. Failure to extract. Stovepipe. Failure to feed. In my experience, the CCI Quiet Semi-Auto runs the ragged edge of reliability, especially from a short barrel. I prefer to use CCI Suppressor when I can get it. They're both subsonic, they're both 45 grains, they're both really quiet, but CCI Suppressor just has a bit more energy and is more reliable. I also shot some groups for accuracy, albeit just standing at 7 yards. The old TX22 was decently accurate, but limited by the mediocre adjustable sights. Here is a 10-shot group at 7 yards from the TX22 Competition. Everything was going pretty well, but I definitely shanked those two. However, that is 36 grain CCI Mini Mag hollow points. That red dot really helps. Putting a red dot on any pistol gives you way more accuracy potential versus iron sights, and I was impressed by what I could do with the TX22 Comp. Those groups aren't me, it's all red dot. I'm way too overcaffeinated to shoot accurately. This is a collection of low round count groups at the points of the diamond and the center of the diamond. 3 rounds each of Remington Golden Bullet 36 grain, the super cheap bulk. Very satisfied with the groups that I'm able to get when I'm actually taking my time, which is not very often. I'm not really a group shooter, you guys might have noticed that. The trigger isn't on par with the Ruger Mark IV or the Smith Victory, but it's still totally serviceable and I prefer it as an all-around performer. I'd also prefer to have the TX22 without the manual safety. You can get the normal ones with no manual safety, but not so for the competition, at least not yet. So what would you use the TX22 Competition for? As a kit gun, the original TX22 was already bested in size and weight by the kel-tec P17, and the extra weight and bulk of the TX22 Competition isn't going to help win back the title. I guess you could use the TX22 Competition for competition use, but I'm not sure if that's what Taurus had in mind or not. Hard to say. The placement of the red dot could make holster compatibility a bit dicey, but you could probably source a high-speed gamer holster that interfaces with a weapon light and leaves the whole top of the gun uncovered. The other use of the TX22 Competition could be as a tactical 22. The TX22 series works great with a weapon light and a suppressor, and now the competition model can run a red dot for night vision use. I'm sure we'll talk more about the viability of the Tactical 22 in the future, but having 16+1 rounds of CCI Suppressor Subsonic on tap, nearly silent, with virtually no recoil, this is probably the closest I'll ever get to being Sam Fisher. And if you really want to, you could just use the TX22 Competition as a fun gun. Dumping cheap 22 from a 16-round magazine is still awesome. I'm not sure if having fun is a good enough reason to buy a gun these days, but hey, the TX22 Competition with a suppressor on it would be a fantastic gun to get younger shooters interested in going to the range. Thanks for watching, guys. TFBTV is supported by our sponsors Ventura Munitions and Top Gun Supply. We are also supported directly by our viewers like you via Subscribestar and Patreon. You can find links to both of those in the video description. James is always putting together some cool giveaways for patrons, so go ahead and check that out. See you next time. So this might not be the most tacticalized 22 ever. God damn, is it fast.